2 Works for You begins right now with breaking news.
And that breaking news, the entire city is shrouded without power right now. Police telling us that 2 GRDA power poles are down, leaving the whole town in the dark.
And no word yet on exactly what happened there. Police say it could be 6 to 7 hours before crews are able to get the power back on in Stroud. Good evening and thank you for joining us tonight. I'm Brian Miller.
And I'm Shara Kimiko. Brian and Karen are off tonight. A family of 5 homeless for the holidays after a fire engulfs their trailer in East Tulsa.
Yeah, it happened near 120th and Admiral. Fire officials still working to determine a cause tonight. 2 3 reporter Corey Duke shows us how you can help this family celebrate the holidays despite their loss.
Everything inside this home lost. Every article of clothing, every cherished item, now just a memory.
When we pulled up on scene, we had flames shooting out of every window and every door, probably 15 feet out.
A family of 5 looks at the aftermath of what was once a loving home. But it's not the house that binds this family together.
They're super resilient and they're very strong.
Much like the support from Kerr Elementary School faculty and staff, who is standing behind them during this difficult time.
It is a very big tragedy. However, we're very resilient. A lot of our students live in situations to where it's unfortunate, but we're able to rebuild and we stick together as a community.
Kerr Elementary going beyond the classroom tonight to continue to inspire and shine a light on their students.
But we love these kids like family.
A family they'd stand with through anything. So tonight, they're gathering donations. A 10-year-old girl, 12 and 14-year-old boys, and a mother and stepfather, all in need of clothing. But anything will help.
Also, it is Christmas, and so all of their Christmas gifts were in there, and so pretty much anything possible would be helpful.
Officials tell us the family has found a place to stay for now. The school's accepting all of the public's donations. However, because it's winter break, they ask that you send them an email to arrange donation drop-offs. You can find that on our website at KJRH.com. Corey Duke, 2 Works for You.
New at 10, a judge rules Stanley Majors is indeed competent to stand trial in the death of Khalid Jabara. Majors faces murder and hate crime charges for the August shooting death of his neighbor. Majors has pleaded not guilty to all charges, and he is due back in court on January 4th.
New developments tonight in a Rogers County child neglect case. Deputies arrested this grandmother today, Rita Fowler. Now, they previously arrested another grandma, Kathy Miller, and parents Aislinn Miller and Kevin Fowler in what a doctor and nurses call the, quote, worst case of child abuse they've ever seen. It started with a child abuse call in an urgent care in Owasso. Nurses were working on 2 children, one of whom said they looked like a skeleton. You can read the rest of that report. It's up on our website, KJRH.com.
With 4 more homicides in Tulsa since Sunday, the total for the city has now hit 80 in 2016, and that number shatters the previous record of 71 murders set in 2009. Just last night, in fact, a man was shot near Admiral and Rosedale. He died from his wounds at the hospital. A suspect is also now under arrest in that case. So you might be wondering, where have all these homicides happened? Well, right now on KJRH.com, we do have an interactive map set up for you. You can click on a marker to read more about each murder of 2016.
Tonight, there are calls for a Tulsa state representative to step down. The Oklahoma reporting that Representative Dan Kirby used state funds to settle a sexual harassment complaint from his former administrative assistant. Now, the amount is reported to be more than $44,000 paid out to her assistant and her attorney. The money was paid after Kirby won re-election in November. The group We the People Oklahoma says Kirby's behavior is inappropriate, and they're calling on him to resign. A second former city worker arrested accused of embezzling money from the city of Tulsa. Douglas Reinholtz is accused of, now that's Ronnie Smith there. Reinholtz is accused of stealing more than $21,000 from the city for personal gain. The second suspect, the man you just saw, was Ronnie Smith. He was arrested yesterday. He's accused of embezzling more than $135,000.
The state budget crisis is something on the minds of many Oklahoma teachers tonight, and one is sending up a Christmas wish that has a lot of people buzzing online. Patrina Adger shows us his letter to Santa that is new tonight.
I had built up this platform about staying positive, staying optimistic in education.
Sean Sheehan, a teacher at Norman High and Oklahoma's Teacher of the Year, says he can no longer stay silent, penning a letter to Santa and state legislators about teacher pay in Oklahoma. He posted it online, and it has a lot of people talking.
As a teacher of the year before, I had said, hey, we can do this. I said, I know it's a challenge, but remember the rewards of teaching. Remember those kids. And that was pre-daughter, Sean.
Now with a 2-month-old to support, he says he and his wife, who's also a teacher at Norman High, have her future to think about now.
It seems like I have to choose between retirement or saving for my daughter or buying a house or paying off student loans. But I can only choose one of those in this state. I can't choose more than one as a teacher in Oklahoma, and it's heartbreaking.
And in his letter, Sheehan says he'll wait until the next legislative session before deciding what to do next.
Well, if you're heading over the river and through the woods to grandmother's house this year, you better be prepared. And no, not for the big bad wolf, but for traffic. AAA expecting more people are going to travel this holiday season than any other year on record. More than 103 million Americans plan to travel between December 23rd and January 2nd. No matter if you drive, fly, or ride for the holidays, leave early and budget more time. Let's head now to Chief Meteorologist Brett Anthony standing by, and there's some trouble spots out there we need to be looking for when we're traveling, right, Brett?
We got trouble with a capital T, and in this case, it doesn't stand for Tulsa. No, we've got rain out here in Southern California moving into Arizona, snow into southern Utah, and check this out. Just coming in, if you're trying to go into LA or get out of LA, 130-minute delays this late at night, and even 30-minute delays around Minneapolis. But back here, a lot quieter. 38 at Inola right now, Tulsa at 41, Muskogee currently at 40 degrees with light northerly winds. 43 in downtown Tulsa. At the airport, it's 37. 38 in Broken Arrow. Jenks right now at 43. 44 in Glenpool. Cold front is pushed all the way to the Red River now, and high pressure building in behind that. So we're set up for a cold night tonight and a sunny start to the day tomorrow, but clouds will be creeping in here by the afternoon. So it'll be a cloudy, chilly, maybe even rainy end of the week. We're still tracking those thunderstorm chances for Christmas. We'll talk about the severe threats. And milder days now showing up for next week. It's all ahead in your Storm Shield 7-day forecast.
See you in a few. Thank you, sir. A child that was injured in an explosion at a fireworks market in Mexico has arrived in Texas to receive treatment. The 13-year-old boy was transported by plane and then by ambulance to the Shriners Hospital for Children in Galveston. 4 more kids are expected to be transferred to the hospital as soon as they're stable enough to travel. 31 people, they were killed, 72 more injured in Tuesday's explosion. That cause of the explosion is still under investigation.
Meanwhile, police in Germany in a race against time to find the man they suspect drove a semi-truck through a crowded Christmas market in West Berlin. Scott McLean has more.
In Germany, police believe this may be the face of terror. A man they suspect drove a semi-truck loaded with steel through a crowded Christmas market, leaving 12 dead and 48 injured. Anis Amri is a 24-year-old Tunisian under urgent suspicion. Urgent because police say he could be violent and armed.
We want to be successful in our manhunt. We want to arrest that person and question him. And this is why you need to give time to the Berlin investigation services.
Authorities found Amri's identification in the cab of the truck, along with the body of the rightful driver, a Polish man who was shot dead. In a statement, ISIS called the perpetrator of the attack a soldier of the Islamic State. German police say Amri was already on their radar. He was arrested in August with forged documents en route to Italy, but a judge let him go. He had also raised red flags for police when he tried to buy a gun. Amri was a challenge to deport back to Tunisia because officials had trouble confirming his identity. He's been linked to a terror recruitment network in western Germany. It's also where police have been conducting raids on places they think he may have stayed. In Washington, I'm Scott McLean.
Today, President-elect Donald Trump met with a dozen military leaders and the CEOs of both Boeing and Lockheed Martin, both companies under fire for huge price tags for a new Air Force One and F-35 fighter jets.
Primarily the F-35, we're trying to get the cost down. Because it's a program that is very, very expensive.
Trump said all of his meetings were very productive. The president-elect also announced this afternoon that he has appointed Dr. Peter Navarro, an economist, to head the newly formed National Trade Council.
And turning to a touching story tonight, a little boy with a life-threatening disease wanted to meet Mickey Mouse, and his dream came true thanks to the Make-A-Wish Foundation. But it's what happened on the Claremore family's flight to Disney World that shows the true spirit of the holiday season. For 6-year-old Logan Thaxton, it would be cool enough to get to talk on the plane's intercom system aboard a Southwest Airlines flight to Orlando via Houston.
Logan's going to Disney World. Logan is our Make-A-Wish child today. And so Logan is going to take us all the way to Houston so he can get on to Disney World. You want to say good morning to the crowd? Good morning!
Now, this flight's about to get a lot cooler. Southwest Airlines posting this video of Logan getting the VIP treatment. After greeting his fellow passengers, Logan walked down the aisle passing out peanuts. One passenger handed him a $10 tip. A few minutes later, others joined in. One by one, they began donating money for the family's trip. Here's a picture of Logan with his stack of cash. His parents say there was hardly a dry eye on the plane as passengers donated more than $1,400. And when the plane touched down in Houston, it was all high fives and fist bumps for young Logan, as they wished this Make-A-Wish kid and his family a memorable vacation, their generosity making it one he won't soon forget. One couple on that plane writing a check for $250 to the family. Several others donating $100 bills. Dozens of others gave between $10 and $20, doubling the family's spending money for their Orlando trip.
New at 10 tonight. So when firefighters with the Durant Fire Department looked back on the year, they realized that their crew had seen a baby boom of sorts. So they decided to showcase their good fortune on the department's annual Christmas card. Do you get it? 6 little babies, all born to members of the 33-person department. This holiday season, the department thought it would be great to show the public what's really important to their firefighters, which is family. So cute.
All right, that is awesome. Well, are gas prices about to flirt with $3 once again? That's what some are saying. Price at the pump already on the rise. Next on Tours for You at 10. What 2017 could hold for us.
And addressing the media, the Sooners head coach talks for the first time since new video of Joe Mixon was released. Big Al has that later on in sports.